of code which is meant for handling the exceptions returned by the try block. Okay, it will take one parameter that is a variable for handling the information returned by the try block. Okay, now see here, in JavaScript we will be having some set of lines of code where which line of code, if you think that it will raise an exception, that particular lines of code you keep under try block monitoring. Okay, we will be monitoring that particular statements where this statement is fine, a equal to 10 it can store, b equal to 0 it can store, c equal to a by d, d is not available. This statement will raise an exception. Once the exception has been raised, immediately control from here it will be shifting to catch block. Clear? Here ERR, instead of ERR you can keep any variable, not an issue. That particular variable will hold the information about the exception, which type of exception has been triggered, all those things. That information, instead of displaying in the console, we are displaying by the use of alert. Okay, in the alert we are displaying to the user that because of this reason it is showing the exception. You can see. D is not defined. Clear? Any doubts? This is the way to use try and catch block using JavaScript. Right up. Next, finally throw will come. Next, right down, finally. It is a block of code which gets executed exactly once either if error is there or if error is not there in the program. Clear? Now see, after handling the exceptions, let's say if you need to give some information, otherwise if you need to restore some connections, if you need to do it, use finally. Let's say okay, I will specify finally block over here. After handling the exception, it displays the error message as well as it will go to finally for displaying end of the program. Clear? Either error is there, also it will get executed. If error is not there, also it will get executed. Exactly once it will get executed. That is the specialty of finally. Basically for uninstallation, closing the connections, these kind of stuffs we can make use of finally. We might be connecting to some server page. That connection, if you are not closing, it will be an issue, data leakage issue, this kind of things will be happening, where you have to close that particular connection, whichever you have established between your page and the server pages. For these kind of things, finally you make sure that you are closing it. Successful data transfer, otherwise failed data transfer, it will close the connection. Clear? Make a note. Clear? Next, try block, it can have either catch block, otherwise you can straight away write down finally also, not an issue. That means we are handling the exception, but we are not showing it anywhere that this exception has been occurred. If you don't want to show the exception, directly you write down try and finally, so that directly it will go to finally, displays end of the program. Okay, try block should have either one catch block, or otherwise you need to have finally block followed by it. That is what the rule in exception handling. Clear? Any doubts? Make it up.